At the climax of Bad Boys, Ride or Die, the fourth installment of the buddy cop blockbuster action comedy franchise, starring Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, something surprising happens. The franchise's heroes, and the titular Bad Boys, Miami narcotics detectives Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett, have spent most of the movie on the run. They begin the action focused on clearing the name of their dearly departed Captain Howard, who has been accused of aiding and abetting the cartels, then get framed themselves. It's all come down to this, one final showdown with the turncoat cops and drug lords that ordered the hit on Howard in the previous film, 2020's Bad Boys for Life. Matched up against a formidable drug cartel boss, Mike and Marcus are faced with grave choices, while also proving the meaning of the phrase, ride or die. But how does the film end? It's time to unpack the ending of Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Captain Conrad Howard, the former senior officer of Mike and Marcus, is falsely accused of corruption by a drug cartel in the movie Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Captain Howard came dangerously close to busting a complex cartel-affiliated corruption scheme within the Miami Police Department. In the previous film, Bad Boys for Life, Mike's long-lost son Armando Aretas executed Howard for coming too close to the truth. Before he passed away, Captain Howard installed safeguards in his old computer files. These safeguards later alerted Mike and Marcus of his inquiry through pre-recorded video messages, cautioning them not to trust anyone. Marcus and Mike now have the task of clearing their late friend's name. Sadly, Mike and Marcus are not as smart as one of the cartel's more senior members, McGrath, a former special operations soldier. In an attempt to help with their investigation, Mike and Marcus try to take Armando Aretas from prison to Miami, but McGrath and his goons take over the transport helicopter, making it appear as though they killed the pilot in order to rescue Aretas. After surviving the helicopter crash, the three escape and become lawbreakers. McGrath places a large reward on their heads, enticing the criminal underworld to pursue them. Mike and Marcus meet up with the now-dating emo cops, Dorn and Kelly, after making it back to Miami unscathed. With the aid of Armando and some of Captain Howard's previously undiscovered files, they are able to pinpoint McGrath as the conspiracy's mastermind. Lockwood, the district attorney for Miami who represented McGrath and the cartel, provided assistance to McGrath. According to Lockwood, their collaboration was a component of the government's attempts to obtain information from the drug cartels regarding potential terrorism threats to the U.S. Drug cartels received permission to operate freely throughout the nation in return. McGrath attempts to intimidate Mike and Marcus's family members by sending operatives to their houses. Fortunately, in the most heart-stopping action sequence of the movie, Marcus' family is protected by the prompt action of his son-in-law, Reggie McDonald. Regretfully, Mike's new spouse, Christine, and Captain Howard's granddaughter, Callie, are kidnapped by McGrath's agents. Captain Rita Sakeda takes her boyfriend Lockwood into prison and brings him to the Bad Boys and ammo teams after the Bad Boys tell her about Lockwood's corruption. Together, they find McGrath's hiding place in a shuttered marine park in Florida and come up with a scheme to expose McGrath while also rescuing Christian and Callie. Under the pretense of moving Christine and Callie to Cuba, the team tries to assist Christine and Callie in escaping with the use of a phony voicemail from Lockwood. Sadly, McGrath discovers their scheme before the hostages can be transferred to the escape plane, which sparks a fierce gunfight in the marine park between McGrath's soldiers and the Bad Boys. With Marcus's assistance, Mike recovers from the panic episodes he has been having throughout the movie and resumes his normal course of activity. In an effort to atone for his part in Callie's grandfather's murder, Armando battles and puts his life in danger for her protection. Lockwood shoots Dorn and tries to flee amid the confusion. Lockwood is stopped by Rita and thrown into the park's bottom tanks, where he is devoured by Duke, a massive albino alligator. Christine is taken to the beach by McGrath, which is strikingly similar to a vision Marcus had at Mike's wedding toward the beginning of the movie. When Mike arrives at their location, McGrath has Marcus covered as soon as he identifies the area and holds him at gunpoint. Mike is forced by McGrath to decide between his brother-in-arms, Marcus, and his wife, Christine. After shooting Marcus, who is shielded by his bulletproof vest, Mike has the opportunity to take out McGrath with a gunshot. U.S. Callie's mother, Marshal Judy Howard, shows in with the intention of exacting revenge on Armando for his part in her father's murder. Because she doesn't want Judy to kill the man who saved her life, Callie moves in front of Armando. Eventually, a reluctant Judy gives in and lets Mike assist Armando in leaving the area. Mike shows Armando how to travel to Cuba, in order to escape being imprisoned as he assists him in reaching a tiny boat. Before they part ways, the father and son have a touching moment and properly bump fists. After exposing Lockwood and McGrath's actions, Mike and Marcus are cleared of any wrongdoing and save the day. This also helps to rebuild Captain Howard's reputation. The Lowry and Burnett families gather for a cookout as the movie comes to a close. Reggie steps in, attempting to seize control of the grill while Mike and Marcus argue about who will handle it. They finally give up and let Reggie take over the grilling duties after realizing that he is no longer a tiny child that they can bully about like they used to. The shoe is now on the other foot, Reggie realizes with a smile, having finally gotten the better of his former tormentors. Like the preceding parts, the film closes on a lighthearted and hilarious note. Additionally, it appears that the existing cast from the last film will be mostly retained for any further entries. Marcus Burnett and Mike Lowry will ride or die together again, which is wonderful news. The carnal relationship with Lockwood and McGrath has ended, potentially leaving a space for other criminals to occupy. Mike and Marcus are also confronted with their mortality throughout the film, which may be expanded on in a sequel that genuinely compels them to face their age. Bad Boys, Ride or Die emphasizes the importance of family and tradition. The revelation that Howard had been secretly working on an inquiry for a decade and a half before his death emphasizes the dangers of their job. In each of the film's three key parent-child interactions, the elder's willingness to stand by and trust their child benefits the entire planet. Mike's faith in Armando is rewarded with the opportunity to bring down McGrath. Donnie, Marcus' son-in-law, displays his mettle by saving Marcus' family, earning Marcus long-overdue respect. Callie steps in front of Armando and persuades Judy not to kill her savior. Each of these situations serves a greater good in the long run, and they are critical to both preserving Howard's legacy and disclosing the truth about McGrath. The film continues on the ideas of new generations realizing their potential in Bad Boys for Life, illustrating how Mike and Marcus' quest for justice spreads to others while they continue to serve. The ending of Bad Boys, Ride or Die emphasizes the need of battling for the truth of the past to ensure justice for future generations.